JMC presents the Studio Talk second series on number 7 on the 10th of January 2021. And the purpose of this Studio Talk is why Weltformel. I realized that I forgot to mention why this SINN plus SCHEIN, SEIN plus SINN gleich SCHEIN, why that's so important. Oh, and I can't adjust it. And now I'm going to show you what that looks like as an artwork, and then explain why. So, as I said, you start with SEIN. SEIN is what is. This is the given. I assume there is a world. I acknowledge that there is something there. I'm not going to get into discussions or thinking about things not being there. And yet, if you look closely, you can see that there is a whole there. And that if SEIN, that means being, if that is a whole with a W, it will have a hole in it. And from this hole, you get the same shapes. You get the S, you get the I, you get the N, but the E was turned into an N, and that spells Sinn in German, which means meaning. Meaning, just as we say, or sense, if you like. And so I won't get into the lexical, the semantic aspects of it, but it goes well together. And as you can see, from SEIN you get meaning. And meaning, if SEIN is what is, then SINN is what it is. And what it is means that we are going to give names to things, and we are going to use these names and our definitions of these names, which are words, to define what is and how things are related to another. So, if SEIN is the world, this is the world, the human world, the world according to the mind. All the stories that we talk about it, all the words that we use to talk about the world are involved in SINN, whereas SEIN is the first word, the last word, and one word too many. It means basically that SEIN, existence, that what is, just has nothing to say. It's there, and it also has no meaning, not in the sense that it's meaningless, but that meaning has no meaning in the fact of existence. And even the fact of existence, according to the human mind, is the first meaning. We want to know, does something exist or doesn't it? And if we have a name for it, then it exists at least as a name, as a mental object. Here, by the way, you see the origins of these thoughts, which is ozone station, and this was the core, the centerpiece of ozone station, and it basically stands for consciousness, but that's going to be the subject of another video. But basically, the statement is that in order to have a whole, you have to have a whole. And this is very important to realize, that the human mind works like this. If you ever, there's nothing that stands by itself. And so if you say the whole, you're going to find a hole in it, up to and including the black holes that are supposed to be at the center of every galaxy. But this SEIN und SINN, this is the first cut that I make into the whole. This is the, let's say, original thought. And this is purely an assumption. It's not the way things are, but it's the way the human mind can be described as functioning according to these categories. And I said, so this is the first cut into the unity of all that is. And the first cut, it's like in the Bible. God separates the earth from the heavens and so on and so forth, makes distinctions, differentiates between things. And this is what the first thought does, the first cut into the world. And it's going to split the world into a world of words, which is the human world, the world of the mind, and a world of silence. And why this is important is that philosophy talks all the time. It's always dealing with words, and it's going to, it's even going to spend a lot of time to say that the universe does not exist, for example. But this is not worth going into. So we have the first cut, the original. Let's say it's a duality, if you like, but the two together, they make up Schein. And Schein is, like I said, the German word for appearance, in the sense of something appears to be something else, not what it is. So Schein is that which is not what it is. And Sinn, to remind you, is what is that, what it is, or das, also, we say it in German, it's better. Sein, das was ist, that which is. Sinn, what is. Oh my God, this is very difficult to formulate. What it is, whatever it is. You know, this is the name we give to things, the meaning we assign to them, our descriptions. And Schein means appearance, that means all this together, and this is one thing, this is not three things. All this together means we create a world which is a world of appearance, which is a virtual world. And this is the world that philosophy has a lot to say about. And Schein, as I will explain, has everything to do with the idea of medium, because a medium is that which is not what it is. For example, here we have the word shine. And this is what we're, I'm looking at the time, we're thinking about shine and all this, but we forget this is paper. Here, this is just paper and chalk on the paper. This is just chalk. So basically we have a form involving using chalk on a piece of paper, but we don't think about that. We are thinking only about shine, the idea of appearance, and this is very important in philosophy because let's say the mind-body problem. For example, yesterday I read an article in on an online website about philosophy, and here I am. And they were talking about the mind-body problem, and basically, which is puzzling over the fact that how do physical events in the brain, all the neurons and so on and so forth, how do physical events translate into non-physical events like thoughts and feelings? Well, and philosophers have been puzzling over this basically for centuries, but there is no problem there, because nobody has ever had the experience of there being matter, of there being so-called non-physical events without a physical basis. Nobody has ever has experienced that so far, and it's the philosophers, or rather the scientists, who define or split the world into physical and non-physical, and then they have a problem. Yes, then they've got a problem. But there is what is a thought? I don't know. Maybe it's a feeling that's found its way into words. But do thoughts take place only with words, as it seems philosophers producing words, discourses the whole time, as I am right now? And all these things have a material basis. As I said, the word Schein here is in. This has a material basis. This is chalk on paper. And the idea of it, well, the idea of it is going to be in a brain, and a brain is composed of, we know what a brain is composed of, more or less, and all these interactions in the brain's molecular, you're always going to get, be involved with something physical. And even the molecules themselves and the chemical reactions, the electrochemical reactions in the brain that translate into, let's say, thought or feeling, these are things that have been defined by the mind itself. Another circle. And that's why my ozone station thing is circular, because you're always going to come back to the mind, and you're always going to be starting with the mind. And so this is the basic idea that we're living in a world of words, and it's maybe not a coincidence that the word "word" and the word "world" just have one letter difference. It's only a coincidence, of course, but it's a useful coincidence because it tells us the two are very closely related. So, as I said, there is a world, but there's nothing we can say about it, essentially, except that it exists, and then start naming the parts. And then we're going to have words. So, that's how it is. And that's why Weltformel is important. And it's in German because, you know, I like words. And SEIN, SINN, SCHEIN, that goes well together in English. SEIN, existence or presence, SINN, sense or meaning, equals seeming or appearance. Yes, okay, that doesn't sound so good. So that's what I had to say about why Weltformel, this work, which involves this, but all the thinking that led up to it, all the notes and so on and so forth, what this is about, and why for me it's important, because for me I've solved